Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Supreme Commander of Armed Forces confers medals of excellent service and royal recognition to a number of officers, non-commissioned officers and personnel at Sultan Armed Forces. His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed presides over the opening ceremony of the National Museum in the Governorate of Muscat. Assigned by His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid Tariq bin Shabib Al Saeed inaugurates additional project of a cargo quay and the liquid cargo wharf at Port of Salalah. And assigned by His Majesty, His Excellency Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs inaugurates the conclusion ceremony of the 25th Sultan Qaboos competition for Holy Quran. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable of thanks from His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa of Bahrain in reply to His Majesty's cable of condolences on the death of Sheikh Isa bin Ali bin Hamad Al Khalifa. His Majesty the Sultan also received a cable of thanks from His Excellency President Abdulaziz Bouteflika of Algeria in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, Supreme Commander of Armed Forces, has conferred to a number of officers, non-commissioned officers and personnel at Sultan's Armed Forces and other departments of the Ministry of Defense and Royal Guard of Oman medals of excellent service and royal recognition. The event was presided over by His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Saud bin Harib Al Busaidi, Minister responsible for Defense Affairs at Beit Al Falaj camp, who pinned medals of excellent service and royal recognition in appreciation for their sincerity in serving the homeland and dedication in carrying out their sacred duty. He also congratulated them to the royal recognition and urged them to exert further efforts for the dear country under the wise leadership of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. The National Museum, located in Muscat, was opened this morning under the patronage of His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, in the presence of their Highnesses, the members of the royal family, their Excellencies, the Ministers, Under-Secretaries and Ambassadors accredited to the Sultanate. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Rubai.
The National Museum, located in Muscat, is one of the vital projects in the Sultanate. Was officially opened by His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, as per the Royal Decree number 62/2013, dated November 20th, 2013, to establish a national museum which has now come into existence in line with the international standards and practices that are generally accepted in ratings of prestigious museums. The museum aims, through achieving its educational, cultural and humanitarian mission, to consolidate the Omani noble values, to preserve the components of Omani heritage and material and intangible possession of the Sultanate's history, culture and arts in a way that embody the civilization, historical and cultural dimensions of the Sultanate, while providing the vision and leadership to the museum industry. During the ceremony, we met with His Highness, and he has this to say.
What importance of the museum in the history of the country, and we are really proud to see this achievement today, which will reflect on the future generation.
Commenting on the items available in the museum, he said,
every single thing in this museum, it's represent a pride of a nation.
The museum factor reflects a distribution of the museum display experience over 15 halls that include 7,000 pieces of distinctive archaeological finds that are carefully chosen and 43 interactive display systems. Being the first museum of its kind that has a learning center equipped according to highest international standards, representing facilities for conservation and preventive conservation and fully equipped laboratories consisting of an audio-visual hall with UHD technology and embedded with a braille system in Arabic language. His Highness commended the efforts of those involved in bringing together various historical items and those who worked to bring the museum into reality. He emphasized that such museums educate the common masses about the glorious past of the Sultanate and the era of Renaissance under the wise leadership of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. The official opening of the National Museum comes to mark the entry of the museum into the actual operation to receive organized official visits, and with the plan that the museum opens its doors to visitors at the beginning of 2016. Acting Director General of National Museum has this to say.
The museum has 15 permanent gallery spaces arranged in a chronothematic manner, showcasing 7,000 original objects, besides 43 interactive digital media devices, at the top of which is the first UHD cinema in Oman.
Indeed, this museum does evoke the past, feel the present, and anticipate the future. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Muscat.
Assigned by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Tariq bin Shabib Al Saeed presided over the opening ceremony of the construction of an additional quay at the General Cargo Station and the liquid cargo wharf at Port of Salalah in the Governorate of Dhofar. The project is made of a wharf 1,266 meters, 83 meters width and 18 meters depth, that can host various ships including public, commercial and touristic vessels and liquid material ships. It has all facilities that transport merchandise from the free zone to the port of Salalah. It is considered one of the important projects implemented by the Ministry of Transport and Communications, and that it hoped to attract various ocean-going ships. The port sector is of great importance in the plans of programs of the Ministry of Transport and Communications, which seeks to develop ports' performance of the Sultanate so that they can play an active economic role in trade with the world ports and contribute to the revitalization of industry, tourism and redevelopment aspects in the governorate. Assigned by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Mohammed As-Salmi, Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs, presided over the conclusion ceremony of the 25th Sultan Qaboos competition for Holy Quran in Sultan Qaboos Grand Mosque in Wilaya of Boshar. The honored ones were those who got the first 3 places in 6 categories, namely memorizing and recitation of the Holy Quran, its 18 parts, its 12 parts, 6 parts and 2 parts. Viewing relations between the Sultanate and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, top discussions of His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal bin Saud Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of Royal Court, with His Excellency Eid bin Mohammed Al-Taqafi, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, accredited to the Sultanate. Talks also covered ways of strengthening cooperation in various fields. His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal bin Saud Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of Royal Court, viewed with His Excellency Mohammed Saleh Al Jozi, Algerian Ambassador, accredited to the Sultanate, relations in various fields and ways of strengthening and developing them for the interest of the Sultanate and Algeria. Relations between the Sultanate and Somalia topped a meeting of His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal al-Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of Rural Court, with His Excellency Abdul Razak Fareh Ali, Ambassador for Somalia, a credit to the Sultanate. They also discussed ways of strengthening cooperation between the two countries. Still to come in our news bulletin. A graduation ceremony is held at the German University of Technology. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. On the occasion of Armed Forces Day, which falls on the 11th of December, Sultan's Armed Forces Museum held an exhibition biography of a leader and renaissance of a country. It contained photographic pictures of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, Supreme Commander of Armed Forces, which depicted part of His Majesty's visits and inspection tours to a number of military facilities, as well as royal patronage of a number of national celebrations and military parades. It also contained photographic pictures that narrated the march of royal care. The exhibits were contributed by artist affiliates of Sultan's Armed Forces, Royal Guard of Oman and Engineering Services. The exhibition was opened by His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Saud bin Harib al-Busaidi, Minister responsible for Defense Affairs. Aspects of cooperation in parliamentary field between the Sultanate and Iraq, as well as ways of developing them, topped meeting of His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz al-Muntari, Chairman of the State Council, with His Excellency Dr. Salim al-Jabouri, Chairman of Council of Deputies of Iraq. They also viewed bilateral relations and discussed scopes of cooperation, as well as opening new tracks, especially in economic relations between the two countries. His Excellency Khalid ibn Hilal al-Ma'wali, Chairman of Ashura Council, received today His Excellency Dr. Salim al-Jabouri, Chairman of Iraqi Representative Council, and his delegation. More details in the following report by Saif bin Khalfan al-Kindi.
The visit of the chairman of the Iraqi Representative Council to the Sultanate aims at strengthening collaboration between the two countries, particularly in terms of discussing legislative and auditing issues. During the delegation, His Excellency Dr. Salim al-Jabouri, chairman of the Iraqi Representative Council, gave the Omani Shura members a brief on the parliamentary process and the role of more than 23 committees to deal with several issues, as well as the ways of discussing drafts of laws during the sessions. Enhancing the bilateral relations between the two countries have been widely discussed during the delegation. His Excellency Dr. Abdullah Al-Amri, member of Ashura Majlis, talked about the main points they discussed with the guests. He said,
I can say that we would like to express our happiness having the Iraqi parliament delegates here in Oman, in Shura Council, discussing the issues and sharing between the two countries of Iraq and Sultanate of Oman, exchanging the experience.
Meanwhile, the guests visited the Shura debate hall and saw the electronic facilities used for the debate purposes during the Shura sessions. They also visited the building of Oman Majlis and were briefed with its harmonic architectural features. Well, the visit of the Iraqi parliamentary delegation to the Sultanate came as part of the collaboration between Ashura Council and the Parliament of Iraq in order to exchange visions, of the legislative and auditing affairs. Saif Al-Kindi for English News, Muscat.
Under the theme, The Role of Media in Developing SMEs, a Sharaka Forum organized by Youth Projects Development Fund opened today under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Abdul Munim bin Mansour Al-Hassani, Minister of Information, in the presence of Chairman of Sharaka, its board members, businessmen, women and media men. The first of its kind forum explored the available opportunities in media field for supporting the growth of small and medium enterprises, SMEs, as well as the challenges that hinder the growth of this sector. The speakers shed light on the different issues of interest for those interested in this sector. A number of speakers from inside and outside the Sultanate covered the role of the different print, audio and visual media means in supporting SMEs. It is worth mentioning that Sharaka was established by a royal decree in 1998, seeks to provide technical and financial support for SMEs. In order to document Arab music and discuss studies and researches of Arab scientists in music, Oman Center for Traditional Music, affiliated to Sultan Qaboos Higher Center for Culture and Science, organized the second forum for Arab historian musicians. The forum, which was entitled The History of Arab Music in Foreign Writings, Critics and Analysis, will be focused on correcting foreign authors writing about the history of Arab music, then preparing plans and means to rewrite and document these writings. The Islamic Banking Forum was held in Muscat under the auspices of His Excellency Hamoud bin Sangur Al-Zajjali, Executive President of the Central Bank of Oman. Attended by more than 150 government and public sector representatives, the forum served as a platform for decision makers and industry experts to address the challenges and opportunities within the Islamic banking, especially against today's backdrop of plummeting oil prices. Islamic banking in Oman has successes in attracting a notable share in domestic market due to demand the Sharia compliance products, both in deposits and financing. The Islamic banking industry reached an estimated $2 trillion. This growth is expected to accelerate further global expansions in response to increasing demand for Sharia-compliant financial products and services. The performance of Gulf capital markets was unstable due to the decrease in international oil prices, where the Dubai capital market recorded the highest decline since the beginning of the year by 23%, followed by Doha market with 21%, Saudi market by 18% and Abu Dhabi by 15%. Around 70% of these countries depend on oil revenues. The analysts of capital market movement pointed out that there are a number of factors regarding these declines, the most notable of which was the absence of incentives that could support the market movement. Ahmed bin Saleh Al Marhoun, Director General of Muscat Securities Market, MSM, in a statement to Oman Radio and Television said that the poor performance of MSM is due to the perception of the investors, while pointing out that the company's performance as well as the share prices are in promising mood. A ceremony was held at the German University of Technology to mark the graduation of the fourth batch of its students, holders of bachelor degree whose number was 65. The batch graduated in specialization of engineering, architectural design, sustainable tourism and earth sciences in an endeavor to fulfill the need of the domestic and Gulf market. Considered as a new addition to the industrial activity in Sohar Industrial Zone, a ceremony was held today to inaugurate the paints factory. This factory will contribute in fulfilling the need of the domestic market from the increasing demand of housing and industrial paints in light of the rapid urban development. The opening ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Engineer Ahmed bin Hussein Al-Deeb, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry for Commerce and Industry. With the aim of developing reading performance and skills of students, activities of Families Bag inaugurated with Ubar Theatre in the Wilaya of Salalah. The inauguration ceremony was presided over by Honorable Sheikh Ahmed bin Abu Bakr Al-Zubaydi, member of the State Council. This bag provided a number of cultural books for the family and aimed to enrich the Arabic language among family members. The ceremony included a visual show about the strategy of writing and reading in schools, in addition to providing models by students which clarified the importance of reading in students' life. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of scattered clouds over the coastal areas of the Sea of Oman and the Arabian Sea. Winds will be easterly to northeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be moderate to the western coast of the Governorate of Musandam and the coastal areas of the Sea of with the Arabian with a maximum wave height of 2.5 meters, while on the coast of Sea of Oman it will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Supreme Commander of Armed Forces confers medals of excellent service and royal recognition to a number of officers, non-commissioned officers and personnel at Sultan's Armed Forces. His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said presides over the opening ceremony of the National Museum in the Governorate of Muscat. Assigned by His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid Tariq bin Shabib Al Said inaugurates additional project of cargo quay and liquid cargo wharf at Port of Salalah. And assigned by His Majesty, His Excellency Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs inaugurates the conclusion ceremony of the 25th Sultan Qaboos competition for Holy Quran. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night.